I'm Vinnie Tortorich, folks. Your good intentions have been stolen. But don't worry, I'm here to help you get them back. You may be soft and succulent at the beginning of this process, but hang in there. Before long, you will be lean and mean, guaranteed, just like the woman on the other mic. I'm talking about the beautiful, there's Gina Grad. Yeah. Yeah, they go nuts for Gina, bro. I tell you. Yeah, Joe
I
Cox,
love that song.
you can leave your hat on.
Oh, it's so good.
Gina, do you know what movie that song is from?
No, let me guess. When did that come out? It's been a while.
Probably. Let me give you a time period.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess 1986.
Okay.
That's a guess.
Let's
Might have
see.
been 87.
What could that have been from?
Let me see if
Like,
I can up real fast.
something in, like, the Big Chill Footloose era.
Yeah, but kind of that era. Yeah,
God,
you're on the right. You're on the right track.
okay, I give up.
Come on, take one guess.
Okay.
The movie came
Um,
out in 1986. Well, I was right on with that. I said 86.
1986. Well, it wasn't Top Gun because that definitely wasn't in the soundtrack.
Nope.
Um, let me think. What the hell else? Yeah, I'm getting, like, a very Big Chill vibe, but that would have been before '86, I think.
Big Chill was probably 84 because I had my Alfa Romeo and I had the Big Chill soundtrack in there, and it was cassette.
Like,
And
Tracks of My Tear yeah.
yeah,
Like, I'm getting, like yeah, like, Saint Elsewhere or Saint Elmo's Fire.
mm,
Oh,
mm,
God,
go a little later than that. All right, we're boring
this is
the
gonna drive me
audience.
insane. You gotta tell me.
9.5 weeks.
Oh my god, I would have never come up with that, but it makes perfect sense. I was trying to think, like, what was some sort of, like, sexy mid-80s movie, and that just wasn't on my radar, and of course, that makes sense.
Nine and a
Wow.
half weeks. By the way, great soundtrack all the way around.
What
The
else
whole
is on that
soundtrack to that movie is great. By the way, I tried to find it on, maybe I'll find it on my Pandora, but I tried to look for it on, I mean, I might find it on Spotify. I tried to look for the soundtrack and download it on Pandora, could not find it. A while back,
really?
about a year ago. Maybe it's on there now. Yeah, there are certain soundtracks you will not get on
Huh,
certain things, right?
interesting.
I'm gonna give you something to think about with that movie.
I think you should.
It starred the very lovely Kim Basinger.
Yeah, that's right, and Mickey Rourke, right?
Hmm. Both Kim Basinger and Mickey Rourke was probably the two best looking human
Oh,
beings in the movie industry at that time.
sure.
Now, because of plastic surgery, folks, both of them, Mickey might as well be Kim and Kim might as well be Mickey. If you ever consider plastic surgery, go look up young Kim Basinger and young Mickey Rourke and then look at them today.
Yeah.
And while you're at it, Christina Baranski was in that movie too. She's
Well,
looking like
she's well preserved. She's always looked like that.
yeah,
Didn't Mickey Rourke get in some sort of accident or something?
yeah, he went to a plastic surgeon. That was the accident. He walked into a plastic surgeon.
Oh, yeah, they both been fighting time pretty hard.
You know who died who was in that movie, and she died a few years ago?
Who?
Margaret Whitten, or Wheaton Whitten,
Mm.
Whiton, if I'm saying her name right. Margaret Whitten. You would know her because she played the owner of the team in Major League.
Yes, I love her. Oh my god, she was the best villain ever.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
died? I had no idea.
yeah, she died. I want to say
20
she died way back like 2014, 15,
2016.
2016. There you go.
Oh.
Yeah, cancer.
Oh, I love her.
Isn't it funny how I can remember? Like I'm my own Google machine.
You're very strange,
Did she die
and,
of cancer? Tell me she died
um,
of cancer.
okay,
She was
I'll tell you
probably
in 1
like
second.
67, maybe. She died of cancer.
67, correct. Oh my god.
You know,
God
I'm
had
not looking at anything other than the camera in front of me.
no, and yes, she had cancer.
Huh.
Wow. We
I
just gotta
remember
get
reading
you You have to put us all through college on a game show at some point. Just rack up the money,
You know
please.
what? I could be like, remember that movie Slumdog Millionaire?
Really? That's you.
Yeah. I have
Because
useless information.
'Cause it's put in this very specific file cabinet that you relate to parts of your life,
Yeah.
and it's very impressive.
I had a thing on my radio show and I had a jingle made for it. It was someone like you who was able to sing and, do
Oh,
voiceover
sure.
stuff. And
A
it was
utility player.
and I would press the button and it would go, little known and even less cared for fitness facts, which
I
is
love
that
that.
was one of my things, little known and even less cared for fitness facts.
That's
And
fantastic.
I would just spew them out.
That I wouldn't have it any other way with you.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well done. Now I wanna go watch Major League again, which I know pretty much every word to that movie.
Okay, that when people, my girlfriend, my other Jewish girlfriend, Teresa Strasser, you've
Right,
met
of course. Yeah, we're friends, yeah.
her husband better keep an eye on her, and Serena better damn well keep an eye on me
I
because
never saw this for either of you.
me either. That's the funny part. We saw each other at your wedding,
Yeah,
and
and
it was like instant love. I
it
went,
was love at first sight.
I love this woman. I love
She
her.
would give you all of the meat off her plate.
Yeah, because she
Wouldn't
wouldn't eat
touch
it.
She wouldn't eat it.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, we had a wonderful conversation at your wedding, and I
Mm.
thought this woman would spit on me, maybe spit on me if I was on fire. And we fell in love with each other.
Yeah, she's great.
Um,
Big
uh,
baseball mom.
yeah, big athlete, which again, you wouldn't guess.
No. It
Why?
would if she didn't have those boys, it would have been whatever they're into because she's such a present mother and they're both athletes, so she's gotta get in there and be the baseball mom, and
Yeah.
she
And
that's
she
the role
learned
she's gonna
about
play.
baseball.
All of
And
it.
her book, that book, I had her on the show talking about the book. She got Cal Ripken Jr. to write
Yeah, an
on the back
endorsement.
cover of the book, an
Yeah.
endorsement. She and I have something in common. We both love rom-coms.
So
And
funny.
Gina claims not to be a fan of
I
rom-coms.
want nothing to do with the entire genre.
Well, what do you think Major League is?
It's a screwball comedy
It's a rom-com.
with Tom Berenger and Rene Russo.
Yeah.
You're right.
It's the world's best
It
rom-com.
is. It's a if that's what we're calling a rom-com, then fine, I like rom-coms.
Do
But
you
that
like
movie's
do you like Rocky 1, the original Rocky?
obviously.
Rom-com, well, it wasn't it was romance. It was a romantic movie. People
Yes.
wanna think it was about a boxer and fight. It was about a man who fell in love with Mickey says, "You gotta stay away from that pet shop broad, making your legs weak." Rock.
Yeah, it was Rocky and Adrian.
Yeah, stay away from that pet shop broad.
That's
My
funny.
favorite line in the movie, by the way.
Which I never would have thought about again the rest of my
Yeah,
life.
it's a throwaway line. Stay away
Okay,
from that pet
fine.
shop broad. Yeah,
Now I'll have to go rewatch Major League as a rom-com.
and original Rocky. By the way, why wasn't there ever an emo group or a garage band called Pet Shop Broad? I mean, we
Because
had
they're not
Fall
that
Out Boy,
clever. Yeah, they're not that clever.
but Fall Out Boy was a thing.
Yeah. It was from
That was from a
Simpsons.
character, yeah.
Yeah.
So
No, that's a so anyone in an emo band that's looking for a name, Vinnie is going to gift you Pet Shop Broad and not
yeah,
take any
or it's
credit.
written by one Mr. Sylvester Stallone.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
or Silvestre or Silvestri, I guess the Italian version of that would
Oh,
be.
Silvestri?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Okay. Well, yeah, so don't say Vinnie never gave you nothing, which I know you're probably not doing anyway.
Mm,
But there's a couple things that I've been dying to tell you.
go
We
on.
have, news and that kind of thing, but these are 2 things I've earmarked just for you in the genre of you can find fitness wherever you want to find fitness. When we all think of the same thing, get our stuff on, we get our shoes, we get ready, we drive to the gym or we go on our hikes, and that's all great and necessary. But sometimes we just have to switch it up. And I have 2 one everyday suggestion and one random suggestion that I can't wait to tell you about. I'm gonna
Okay.
send you a picture right now, and maybe you saw it a couple weeks ago on my Instagram, I'm not sure, but I'm sending you I just texted you a picture. And now we are all at this point, we are women of a certain age, my friends and me and our friend group. And, we're kind of brunchy and kind of hangouty at this point, but every once in a while, we have to do something a little more adventurous. Now, I see your face being confused, and I can't wait to explain what you're looking at. So, for a girlfriend's birthday, deep into her 40s, I might add, it was suggested that we go to this really cool place that we've never heard of before in Corona, California, maybe hour and a half-ish or so outside of LA. It's this amazing eco park called Skull Canyon, and they have zip lines, but what you're looking at is what we went for, which is their like nature-fied jungle gym that you have to be harnessed to because it's so high in the air.
Right, right.
It was so much fun, and we were so exhausted. The amount of energy you use with your core and your upper body just pulling yourself onto these damn obstacles, you're not gonna fall, you'll dangle, you don't wanna humiliate yourself. So, this goes up to 40 feet in the air, and it's all, like, spider nets and unhinged crossing logs that aren't bolted to anything, and it's all about balance and core and upper body, and when I tell you we were so exhausted after an hour and a half on this thing and had a blast, it's just another way of going, "Wow, that was some really good exercise, and it wasn't the same old thing I always do."
Gina, I encourage this type of activity. Excuse me. Anytime anyone can get anywhere near doing this,
Mm,
I'm a
good.
big fan.
It was and you thought I really thought like, "Okay, it'll be high up in the air, but you kinda walk across a footbridge and who cares?" Oh, no. We were absolutely gassed. I mean, my friend Becky was in between a couple rings, and I go, "Do you want me to get someone?" Screaming up at her. "Do you want me to get someone to come get you?" "No, I just I just need a break." You're so gassed from climbing all over this stuff. I'm sending you a couple more pictures, and we just had the best time.
Look, like I said, big fan. The
Yeah,
reason now you tell me, Gina,
yeah,
the reason you and your friends felt gassed
yeah,
was even though you know you're harnessed in, and if you let go, you're not going to hit the ground.
right.
There's a fear which makes you hang on white knuckle for dear
For
life,
dear life,
right?
yes, and yes, yes, and there's a wire above you. You have to take a little training class, beforehand. You're, like, in the little, like, I don't know what I'm talking about right now, but I'm guessing if you're doing some kind of rappelling, you sit in the little you got your little, like, you pull it up like pants, and then you got the little wire hanging in the back,
Right,
and so you have to learn how to get around people because every corner has a like, you never unhook yourself, but you put your hook over a thing, and then you slide it this way so you can
right.
pass somebody, and that, took a little getting used to, but like you said, you'll never fall and hit the ground, but you'll be dangling and you'll be embarrassed, and it's still scary to be, dangling when you're not used to it.
Yeah, because something can happen and something can go wrong. But
Right.
those things, I encourage that. I remember every time back in my rock climbing days when someone would say, "Hey, can you take me out, show me how to boulder and the whole thing?" I would take out super fit men and women, like super fit, and they would
Like
be
gym
pumped out.
fit.
Yeah, yeah, gym fit, and ultra athletes. They would be pumped out in 5 minutes, and they
Is it
would
just
watch
because 'cause they're
us climb
using why?
because they're working too hard. They're holding on too tight. They're using like you can see every muscle since they were lean. You can see every muscle in their back, their hamstrings, everything was frozen tight.
I see.
And your heart has to send blood all over your body and you get pumped out. That's why I would say to them, okay, come down, relax. Let's do it again. And once they start relaxing, then they can start moving around the rock, right?
That makes perfect I never thought about that.
Even though they were, bouldering, sometimes you no more than 3, 4, 5 feet off the
Sure.
ground. You're making very difficult moves where if you let go, you just hop down to the ground, right?
Right.
And they even have boulder mats, right?
Oh. So you're not gonna crack your head open.
Like if you fall upside down, you'll just land on this
Right.
thick mat,
Right.
something like you would see in gymnastics in the Olympics.
Right. Those big mattressy, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, that is the reality. People get pumped out. I would
And
encourage you to do that kind of thing as often as you can.
we were laughing like, "Oh, never again." But once we got home, we were like, "Oh, I wish we could go back." It was
Yeah,
so fun. And for me, my whole thing, I told my girlfriends, know thyself. These girls are little spider monkeys and they're more athletic than I am. And I thought, I have nothing to prove to friends I've had for 20 years. So I started on the lower one, the 14-foot. And I'm so glad I did because the higher you get, the more challenging the obstacles. And I have very not great balance. So I'm on these, basically it's like two pieces of tape with, just like woven, you know, whatever. It just fabric. And
right.
so I'm trying to walk across it, maybe 12 feet, and my legs are making them go like this. And so I'm just trying to like get my bearings. So I do it a few times and then I go up to the next level, but I have nothing to prove to these girls. I needed to start where I knew I could at least figure out what was happening. And
Yeah.
then everything above that is literally like that Spider-Man netting and like rings where you have to get on the ring and swing and try to grab the next one. And I mean, yeah, everyone was just gassed. Now, the fun thing is, and what I don't think is going to surprise you at all, is you have to be minimum 60 pounds. So I don't think my stepson qualifies just yet, but lots of kids. And the kids took to this place like it was nothing. They were so every kid I saw, just big smiles, effortless, talk about spider monkeys, just trotting through these things because whatever, they have the energy, they don't have the fear level, they're ready to play and do crazy things, and the kids were the real professionals the entire time.
Yeah. Look, I think, well, here I go about kids again.
Mm,
I'm sure if you turn on your Instagram, you'll see where kids, they'll say these were kids in the 70s, and they show three kids lying down on asphalt and a fourth kid jumping over them. Yeah, that was my childhood in the
that's right.
70s. We jumped because we were evil Knievel. Everybody in
Yep,
this country, I don't care what state you go to, everybody was evil Knievel.
yep.
And we would even do it like we would do it like evil would do the television shows. We would like promote it for a day or two. It's like, okay,
God.
I'm going to jump. My friend Brian next door jumped 3 garbage cans. I'm jumping 4, but I'm going to have to build like Evil Knievel. We're going to have to build a special ramp for this. So kids are out there with saws and hammers and nails and stuff, building makeshift. And we would
Oh,
do shit. We would have protractors out there and going, okay, the fastest I could get this bike down this driveway is about 22 miles an hour. So the trajectory is going to have to be, because that's what they would talk about in the Evil Knievel thing. We're like 14 talking about trajectory.
yeah,
And we got protractors out there,
engineering.
engineering, and none of it makes sense. But in our minds, it did. It's like, okay, Brian got over 3 garbage. And by the way, back then, garbage cans were made out of corrugated tin.
Those big, giant tin ones,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I was like, all right, Brian got over 3 of these. So, and he did it with a Stingray. So I figured if I was going to get 4, I would have to take a 10-speed bicycle, right? I needed the extra speed. I decided that the bigger circumference of the tires, they were going to help me. And I was figuring in for all of it,
And
all of it. As a matter of fact, I went around to the neighborhood girls that were cheerleaders, and I knew they had their pom poms in their outfits from the year, like they get to
stop
put them
it.
in the summer. Oh yeah, I got the neighborhood girls and said, "Hey, we need to promote like Evil Knievel. You got to promote it."
Stop.
I had them. It's like, come on, get dressed up in your gear, get your little pom poms out, and yeah, I'm gonna show Brian Dubrell who lives next door.
And
Yeah,
how many bones did you break?
I still have a thing in my shin. Anna, Gina, next time we're together, I'll let you see my shin where the pedal of the bike went through it, went into my shin.
You were impaled?
It was the first time I actually saw a bone, one of my bones. And by the way, couldn't tell my parents, right? It's like you can't go tell your parent. And by the way, pancaked. Yeah, it looked like I flipped an omelet. Pancaked the back tire of my 10-speed. Yeah, I clipped the fourth garbage can. Yeah,
And you just walked it off with no tetanus?
nothing. Not even a trip to the hospital. I the skin was
Unbelievable.
like brought back like an accordion.
Oh,
I just
God.
I
Oh.
just eased it back down and put a little gauze and a little tape over it. A couple of the girls were crying. I think one of them threw up a little bit, but Barbara
Yeah,
was
did anyone make you bite down on a strap and pour vodka over it?
no, but Barbara was always a little light in the stomach, so
Oh
obviously
my
she threw up. But
god.
yeah, Stacy and Diana, they were crying. Yeah,
I know that this story is true because those are such 3 70s girls' names.
yeah,
Barbara, Stacy, and Diana. Oh my
yeah,
god.
yeah. I could give you their
Oh.
last names, but they're all happily married women now, and I can't. Yeah, they know who they are though.
So your point is that
Yeah,
you're hearkening back to a time where being outside and feats of strength were the entertainment of the day.
listen, Gina,
Mm,
my niece has got to be I don't know 27 now, but she must have been around 10 or 11. One day I saw her walking out in the garage.
mhm,
She had a helmet on. She had elbow pads on. She had wrist pads on. She had
uh-huh.
knee pads on. And I said to my brother, I went, "What sport is she in?" He goes, "No, she's going for a bicycle ride." And the only words that can come out of my mouth, all three of these words, what the fuck? What,
I
what are
thought she
you
was gonna go
doing?
play rugby.
I didn't know what the sport was cycling. Elbow pads and knee pads. Like hard knee. This mom, her mom wasn't, her mom was the original helicopter. She
Ah,
piloted that helicopter harder than any other pilot. You think I'm kidding about this? She would try to stand in the classroom when the kid was in first grade. They ended up giving her a job at the school because she refused to leave.
oy
Oh, you want to
vey.
talk about nut job?
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you think I'm worried about saying something and brother get upset, no, she needs to know.
I was gonna say, is this gonna be cut?
No, it's not going to be cut. Putting knee pads and wrist pads on a kid to ride a bike. You're supposed to have head scars.
Yeah, it's part of the fun.
The fact that that kid is halfway normal is a shock to me. I'm
God.
amazed every time I see her.
Oh, Uncle Vinny is really
Yeah.
coming out today. My god.
I'm gonna
Okay,
tell you how to find her on Instagram. You want to see how fucked up she is?
more than anything in the world. Are you texting this to me?
Yeah. Well,
I
let me
can't
see.
believe you're doing this.
Yeah, yeah. I won't tell you her name because she has it in
That would
such
be
a
cruel.
she has it in such an effed up way so that her mom can never because her mom is still trying to run her life.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sending you a random picture too, and then we'll do a little exchange.
Okay, yeah. When you see how she does her name, you'll see what I'm talking about. I just got to make sure I put all the letters in the right place. I wonder if I could
We're all
just.
doing this right now, everybody.
I wonder if I could just send you her. How do I send you her?
Yeah, just there's a little thing and it just says copy URL or copy link.
I
Or
don't
just
see that. All right, here.
uh,
I'm gonna tell you how she does her name. All right, I'm
okay.
gonna spell it for you.
All right,
All
I'm
right.
excited. This is happening, everybody. You're just gonna have to kinda deal with it because we're very busy right now, and I'm sending you a picture too. Okay. And I
Okay.
accidentally just sent it to my mom. Sorry.
Oh my God.
Sorry, that was for
Where
Vinny.
where where were those steaks?
Okay, so I just wanted you to know, as I look for this woman, that afterwards we worked up quite an appetite, and we went to a chain that I had never heard of before, and now I'm obsessed with I need one closer to my house. Have you heard of Texas Roadhouse?
Yeah, there's one down the street from my house.
I am obsessed. You walk in and those beautiful giant ribeyes are in the fridge in that case, and you pick yours and they tag it, and that's the one they make you and bring to your table. It was fantastic.
Okay, let me tell you this. I've been to a Texas Roadhouse, not here, but I think I was in Baton Rouge with my niece, the one you're about to look at,
Okay.
and because she loves meat. And
So
she and I everything outside of the steaks, folks, I'm just going to tell you this. Everything else has seed
oh, yeah.
oils. You have
Oh,
to stick
no.
to the steak. It's kind
The
of like
steak
an
looked
Outback
gorgeous.
Steakhouse, but better. It's
Yes.
a better version of Outback Steakhouse. Eat the steak, don't eat the stuff.
Good to and the stuff is, I mean, it's indulgent to say the least. I think I had a Caesar salad and a steak and then tried my friend's, like, cheesy corn, and I was like, "Oh, 1 bite is plenty, thank you." But the steak, you pick your own, they put the tag on it. It was
Yeah.
fantastic. This is a lovely girl of this picture.
Can you only see her
I
first
can only
picture?
see her picture because I don't follow her, she's private like I am, but,
So I
yeah,
can't even send you her pictures privately, right?
no. But she is a pretty girl.
Yeah, she is, but we were talking about, the plastic surgery and the whole thing.
Mhm.
27 years old. Come on. What are
She's
you
already
doing?
done that?
Oh yeah.
Stop it.
Oh yeah, it's all done. I
Oh,
can send you a
honey.
picture. I took a picture of her when we were at my other nephew's wedding.
You seem pretty ready to be written out of the will.
I'm the only one that's got a will.
You're putting them on blast.
Yeah, they all know that if I don't like you, you're not in. I've already counted people out. I don't mess around with that will.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, while you do that, let me tell you the other thing, the exact opposite of Skull Canyon that I have invested in or got my friends to invest in on my behalf. And when I tell you this has been a life changer, I mean it. So I as oh wait, you sent me something. Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh my. Oh no. Oh no.
She's
Oh
like
no.
26 right there.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Vinny.
Mm. Yep.
Oh, okay.
That's yep.
Okay.
All right.
Your wife looks amazing. Wow.
Can you believe that's a 60 in that picture? She is 61 years old.
No, no.
How ridiculous is that?
Yeah. You guys are Ken and Barbie. You guys know you're Ken and Barbie. Yeah,
I
it's
can't believe
insane.
she's luckily she doesn't see well. That's all I can say.
Oh my god. Yeah, you 2 are quite the striking couple and have been for many moons. So, I think you're gonna I hope you like this because I like it, but as sedentary as we all are, especially whether you work from home or you're in the office or whatever, I work from home and I just couldn't take one more day of slumped into my couch, typing on my computer for hours and hours. I couldn't take it. I mean, you get up and you go walk and then your walk's over and you go sit back down. I couldn't take it. So 3 of my girlfriends went in on this year. I asked for a treadmill that has, like, a table attached to it. So for the last 3 days, I have been working on my treadmill. I feel so much better. I feel awesome. I'm do it, like, 2 hours, and then I, grab something to eat, and then, like, another hour and a half. You don't even realize it because 'cause you're working. And the
Yeah,
whole time, it's only, like, 1.72 miles an hour because I have to be able to, like, do something else while
yeah,
I'm
right,
walking.
right.
But I'll look down and I'm kinda sweating and I'm kinda whatever. I'm like, "I've already been on here for 98 minutes? How?" And
Yeah.
this is how instead of dragging myself in the morning from the bed to the couch, which was physically and emotionally making me sick, I drag myself to the kitchen, grab my tennis shoes, and then open my computer, yawn, get my water, and just start walking and start working. And I am loving it. Now, I don't know, it's gonna make me, Mr. Universe? No, but the already I feel so much better not being hermetically sealed to my couch all day. I can't even tell you.
So Gina, I think that's wonderful. You're
Great.
not going to get an argument out of me.
Good.
I tell people, look, not everyone has friends like Gina who can pony up for a
Yeah.
treadmill.
It was my
Ask
birthday
this.
present. It was awesome.
But I tell people you can get the stand-up desks. You don't have to get that brand. You could get any
Right.
version of it just standing up.
Yes.
Now,
That was my other thing. I was just gonna stand.
yeah, I mean, that alone is just, we sit so much now. And I tell people all the time, stand up, work standing up. And if now more and more people are working from home,
Yes.
right? I've always worked alone. And I've
Mhm.
been working from home for about 12 or 15 years now. There are things you must do. And I know this is going to sound trivial, but it's not. And Gina knows what I'm talking about. You have to get up. You have to shower. You have to brush your teeth. You have to eat breakfast, brush your teeth. I do it in that order, not the other way around. And you have to get out of your fucking pajamas.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't want to hear you can work from bed in your pajamas. Just no. You think you're beating life by doing that? Life is now kicking your ass, and you don't even know it.
You're right.
You don't know it, right? You're getting your ass whipped by a bed, and you don't even have the memo telling you so. You think you're winning. Oh my God, I could just put on. I have people bragging, oh, I got my pajama bottoms on, the whole thing. I just put on a shirt and the whole thing, and I comb my hair back, and I do my Zoom meetings. Oh, you think you're winning? You're losing. You are a loser. Don't be a loser. Be a winner. Get up. Put on your big boy trousers, and I'm talking literally. Put on your big boy trousers.
Yes. Yes.
Put on a pair of shoes. Look, if I'm not going to the gym, it's one of my cowboy boots or some string up shoes or something. Usually cowboy boots,
Cowboy
because
boots.
in my mind, I'm a cowboy.
No, I know.
You know,
And that's the thing, and not everyone has this frame of reference, and obviously I didn't for many years, but something that keeps me from walking around, trudging around my house all day in my pajamas or working from my bed, which I do not do anymore, because when I was dealing with a very, very, very sick parent who would have given anything to be able to stand up and put on clothes, but no, was stuck in pajamas or a hospital gown.
right.
Now I think, is that it, like you said, is this to me the lap of luxury? Is this the goal, to be to act like I'm so sickly I can't move? No. He wouldn't do that if he had a choice. So I'm not doing that because I do have a choice.
Gina, I'm telling you, it's the breakdown of society. I said this one time on the Adam Carolla show. I had just flown out there, and I flew out that morning, and it was on my mind. I think I said it on the air. Maybe I said it off the air. I was the only guy I saw on my plane that had on real shoes, a belt, and a shirt with buttons.
Oh, yeah.
No
Easily.
one else could claim all three of those. Now, I'm sure someone else was on that plane besides the captain and the people.
Just the captain.
But everyone else could not claim to have buttons on their shirt and the belt and real shoes.
No.
Or in my
Not so much.
case, probably cowboy boots.
Cowboy boots.
But the bottom line is you go, oh, come on, Vinny, what are you talking about here? I'm talking about what you need to do, because people are getting on planes in their little fluffy slippers and pajamas. I'm not making that up. And
No.
this is not a world you want to live in. There was a time in this country, you look at these old pictures of people and walking down the street in Boston and New York and the whole thing, they had fedoras on, they had a thing with the tie and the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
When I went to that wedding that I just sent you the pictures of, I was at that wedding, and I had to do at least 3 ties for other people.
What?
Yeah.
They didn't know how?
No idea. It's like, you got a daddy in your house? Huh? You actually have a dad? And you don't know how to do this?
Oy.
What else is going wrong in that house? Yeah. Make sure your son knows how to tie. That should be the name of your next book.
Yeah, that's true.
Teach him how to tie a tie.
Andy wouldn't abide by him not knowing how to do that.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Please.
Can Andy do a bow tie?
I don't think Andy's ever worn a bow tie.
Okay. I think it's important to know how to do a bow tie. Even with my big sausage fingers, with arthritis, I can still, because you got to get that finger back in there.
Wait, you mean I he could do a bow tie if you just have to bring one end to the other and then snap it together.
No, I'm talking about when it's,
Like, from scratch?
from scratch.
No,
Yeah,
hell no.
yeah, that's a lost art.
Wow, you can tie your own bow tie?
Of course.
Of course you can.
I'm a man,
Yeah.
okay? I know I'm toxic or something. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I'm a man. A man knows how to put a tie on himself.
Thank you. And, to your point about the plane, the other man who you like a lot, who also influenced me in the flying arena and what you
Oh, let me
wear?
guess. Can I guess?
Please.
One Mr. Tim Conway Jr.? Please say.
Yes!
Okay. Yeah,
Yes!
because him and I think a lot alike.
Okay, you're freaking me out because he always quoted his father, of course, Tim Conway Sr., because whenever they would go on trips, he would make the kids, dress up and wear a suit, and he'd go, "'Cause when you see the world, the."
Let me when you see the world sees you.
Thank you!
You
Thank you.
see, we grew up in a different time. I
Really?
never thought I would be able to say I grew up in a different time,
Yeah,
but here we are,
here we are.
you
It's
know?
totally different.
You know, yeah.
It's again, and of course, I can't believe there was a part of me that didn't think you'd know the end of that quote. Please forgive me. Of course you knew.
You know what my favorite quote is in the whole wide world?
What?
No one is perfect, but if you strive for perfection, you'll land somewhere near excellence.
I like that.
Vince Lombardi.
I love that.
I still live on the Lombardian method. And you know what? I don't know if you know this about yourself, Gina, but you do too. And I think it's because your dad put it in you.
Probably.
Because every time I got to the Adam Carolla show, I got there 15, 20 minutes. Adam used to make note of that. He goes, "You're the only guest that shows up that's here before me,"
That was true.
because it's important.
Mhm.
You were always there early and always prepared. And I never saw you sit in the chair. That show
Mhm.
goes on for 2 hours. You stood there in your little flip flops the entire time.
Mhm. Mhm. Yep.
And your
Always.
flippy flops.
Yeah, it was just more comfortable, and I felt like my energy level could be more sustained if I was
Yeah,
standing. That's
absolutely.
so funny. Yeah, always in my little crazy little outfits, and yeah, you were that guy, and that, of course, people think, when theater, "Oh, that's just a bunch of marshmallows." Oh, no, very disciplined coming from a theater background, and we were always barked at by the stage manager saying, "If you're on time, you're late." I
Yeah.
can't tell you how many times, if you're early, you're on time, if you're on time, you're late. So,
Yeah.
we got our asses kicked on the stage, even if we weren't on a field. But I'm so glad that you support the treadmill because, some people I could see them saying like, "Oh, well, what, 2 miles an hour, who cares?" But here's the thing, I'm sitting all day, I get like a 45-minute hour break to go walk around the neighborhood, which I love, but then I come back and what? Sit again? So the
Yeah.
fact that this is my quote unquote downtime and I'm just walking and moving, I get off of it and, it's like hour and a half, 2 hours. I feel awesome. I don't feel ashamed. I don't feel guilty. I don't feel just kind of in a bad mood because I just sat all day and I just feel kind of lethargic and yucky. I feel great. And my stepson is obsessed with the treadmill. We went over a lot of treadmill safety tips and now he's into it and we kind of fight over it. So when he's at school, I get my treadmill back and I'm just loving it. The other thing I'll add is, yeah, the stand-up desks are great. And my mom got a walking pad, which is basically just the treadmill bottom with no
Yeah.
top for, I don't know, 60 bucks on Amazon. So while
Really?
she's on the phone, she had it before me. So
Oh,
when
wow.
she's on the phone, she'll just walk just on a little treadmill if it's too cold to go outside or if it's too dark or whatever. And because she goes, "Oh, I got my steps in before the walking pad. I got my steps and I just walk up and down the stairs in the house." That's what crazy people do, mom. So now she has a little walking pad and she doesn't have to just walk up and down her own 6 stairs all day. And yeah, so far I'm just glad to be upright while I'm working.
Gina, I famously, when I do the phone calls, unless it's pouring down rain, because then
Oh,
it would be too hard to concentrate. When I do the consults, I walk.
Can you I couldn't imagine you in, like, a beanbag chair doing consults.
No, just, I
Yeah,
walk the entire time.
that's
And,
great.
and people go, "Oh my god, you weren't kidding. I can hear the birds. You're walking." Yeah,
Yep,
yeah, I'm walking.
yep.
It's very rare when I'm sitting inside because it's raining outside or something. I don't care how hot or how cold, doesn't matter. And you're doing it now, and that makes me so happy. Folks, we have. Oh, I wanted to mention this because you earlier in the show, and I'll mention it now. Maybe we could talk about it in the next show.
Ooh.
Gina was doing these crazy feats with her friends for a birthday, and that sounds like fun. I just had this woman on the show. You need to read this book, Gina. I'm not. I have no tie to this book whatsoever.
Okay.
It's called Tough Broad by Caroline Paul. She's the identical twin to the first friend I had in LA, Alexandra Paul, the actress.
Oh, yeah.
And I even told Caroline, I said, Caroline, look around this room. I told her this off the air. I said, look around. All of this is possible because of your sister. And
Wow.
we had a 20-minute conversation about
Wow.
Alexandra before we started the show. But that book, it's in the
Oh,
Vinnie
here it
Book
is.
Club. Go check it out. She's doing it all.
Wow.
You see that
Wing
picture?
walking?
She wing walked. Yeah. And by the way, she's not just up there hanging on. The plane did barrel rolls while she's on that wing and everything else.
Oh
This
my
woman is the real deal. And by the way, my age, she's 60 years old. The first thing, when I first met Alexander, she was so proud to tell me she had an identical twin. She was proud to tell me that that twin was gay. And she was proud to tell me that her sister was one of the first people in the fire department in San Francisco. Yeah.
wow.
This woman saved a lot of lives. She's an incredible human being. The book from chapter one just drew me in. Get
Sounds
that book.
incredible.
And if you
Oh,
guys want the book, go to VinnieTortorich.com. Go there.
amazing.
And by the way, I don't get a penny for mentioning that, but she's coming up on a show probably on Friday in about 2 weeks from this podcast. Ultra fat NSNG foods. You want to save money, 15% off right now with promo code Vinnie. Don't mess around. 15% off, promo code Vinnie right now. So go do that. And Gina Grad.
Yes, sir.
She has my extra family. Is that what it's
Yep,
called?
my extra family Instagram account. I post brand new things every single day. Please follow me there, My Extra Family. And of course, grab yourself a copy of the book, My Extra Mom. Mother's Day is around the corner. It's for any mom figure in your life, My Extra Mom. And of course, the best way to do that is going and clicking through Vinny's banner on his website, his Amazon banner, and grabbing a copy of My Extra Mom to give to a mom in your life.
So go do all of that. You know what to do. Rate, review, do it all. On behalf of Gina Grad, my name is Vinnie Tortorich. Put life into living and do it with just a little bit more of Mr. Joe Cocker.